Well, first of all, I'm Julie. For some of you who don't know me, I'm one of the trainers here, and I've been working with Vibrant Life for almost a year now. And I'm really excited to be leading this level two with you guys, and interested in hearing what you have to say because I don't like to talk at people. I like to talk with people. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start here. And if you do have any noise in the background, put yourself on mute. I am going to be asking questions, and I'd love to hear your voices and your participation as we go through this tonight. So first off, let me bring up the right thing, and I'm going to share my screen. Okay, and let's see. I'll go in the slideshow. Can you guys see that? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah?
Level 2 nutrition, week 1.
Thank you. Putting it into action. So just as a review, I know you all have been through level 1, and level 1 was very much about laying the foundation, giving you the basic information, and the level 2 is using that information and putting it into your daily life, okay, in small steps. So tell me this, whoops, going too far. What did you learn in level 2? What was your biggest takeaway? And you can just take yourself off mute and tell the rest of us, what was the thing that you learned that was really remarkable to you or that stands out?
For me, it was the different carbs. I always thought of carbs as like rice and potatoes, and that was carbs to me. So to find out all these other carbs blew my mind.
Yeah, like what, Karen?
Like vegetables and fruits and
vegetables.
Like what? So yeah.
Excellent. Like, yeah, really good learning. Who else?
I think so the same way. Vegetables are so important, but also protein.
Yeah. Yeah. And what does protein do, Miss B? What's the importance of protein?
Building everything. Keep me going. Yeah. Give me energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Jane, I saw you took yourself off mute. Do you want to say something?
No, that was an accident.
Well, you can still participate here.
No, I'm just trying. I have a new phone, and I'm trying to get everything set up right.
Got it. Okay. Anything else, guys? What'd you learn?
Well, I was asking Nick one day because this is like you have like protein, carbohydrates, and fat. But also in carbohydrate, you have fiber and sugar. And which one is the most important? Because if you're drinking something, like I like the some soy protein or some other drinks, and they always have a lot of carbohydrates. Yeah. But also they have some fiber and sugar, and how I have to look at that.
Yeah. Well, it all works together. It depends on so many things. It depends on your goals, and what you want to achieve as far as importance. What I would say though overall is reduce the sugars and increase the fibers. That would be a key thing. Most of us get way too many sugars and not enough fiber. Okay.
Well, but this you have carbohydrates, fiber, and they say carbohydrates, for example, 24, but the fiber is 4, and sugar is 3, like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So what you're looking for? Because I always like in my daily adding, I'm always over carbohydrates.
Yeah, you're looking for your net carbohydrates. So that would be your carbs minus the fiber. So we can address that later. I'm going to go ahead and move on with the presentation. Yeah. Okay, so level 1 review, just really quickly. So what you learned in level 1, meal composition. And this is for every meal that you think about. And this is going to help lay the foundation for eating at home, eating out, eating at a friend's house, eating on the run, eating while you're traveling. So what you want to do is build your meal around a lean protein. That's number 1. Find that lean protein, whatever it is, eggs, soy, pork, beef, chicken, whatever it is, crickets. Some people eat crickets. And then add in a smart carb. And by smart carb, a smart carb is a complex carbohydrate. Okay. So the difference is a complex carbohydrate has fiber. Okay. And so the complex carbohydrate is going to moderate the sugars in the carbohydrate and keep the blood sugar lower. So that's why we say a smart carb. Things like smart carbs are things like your whole grains, vegetables, right? Not so smart carbs, let's call them dumb carbs, are things like white rice, white potatoes, sugar. Okay, anything that doesn't have fiber in it. Okay, and then meal composition, the next thing that you want to put in is a vegetable, and sometimes a smart carb is the vegetable. Okay, so build your meals around these, and then a healthy fat. And the reason we say healthy fat, the healthy fats are things like olive oil, avocado oil, high in monounsaturated fat. Okay, so healthy fats.
Oh God, I put Pepsi on.
The next thing that you learned about are hand portions. So super helpful when you're eating out, when you're traveling, how you measure things. And we're going to go into this a little bit deeper on the next slide, how you measure things in case you don't have the scale or it's not in a package. Okay. Eating intuitively. And all of these are going to be covered throughout the next weeks as we go through this program. Eating intuitively. So eating intuitively, we call it 80-20. So it's not 80% of your calories are healthy and 20 are cheat calories. But what it is you eat until you're 80% full. How might you do that? Does anybody have any ideas? How might you do that? Or gauge that?
To feel how my stomach doing.
Yeah, and how do you feel 80% versus 50% versus 100%?
Well, I'm not thinking about this percentage. I'm just feeling myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's 80 or maybe 50. I don't know, but I'm eating and I feel full and I'm stopping.
Yeah, exactly. So you eat and you feel full and you stop instead of eating and then 10 minutes later you think, oh, I'm overstuffed, right? So it takes time. You put the fork down after each bite. You take a sip of water after each bite. You actually take a bite of water and then you go run an errand or do something else. So it's slow and mindful eating. Okay. Another thing, colorful plates. And so many of you, I love it in the group, you're talking about building colorful plates with your fruits and your veggies, and you can make it into a game. How many colors can I make on my plate tonight? And then drinking primarily water. Okay.
How big plate?
How big plates? Small plates. Actually, studies show that small plates help to cut calories. If you have big plates, think about it. Everything is ginormous. You go to the store, you go to a restaurant, and you have these huge portions. If you actually take that huge portion and put it on a small dinner plate, you're going to eat less. And you should do the same at home. Smaller plates, smaller bowls, smaller serving sizes.
That means that my salad has to be a side because salad's always taking a lot of space.
Okay, hand portions. So, can anyone walk me through this, what the hand portions are and how it has helped you in the past couple of weeks or months? Hand portions. Anybody want to take this on? Teach us? No? Okay. So it would be, and this is dependent on you and what your trainer has set up for you, but palm portion of protein, that's a good measure. A fist, like a loose cup fist of vegetables. So think of your leafy greens, broccoli, things like that. And then smaller would be a cupped hand, can't see my hand very well, of carbohydrates. And again, the vegetables could be the carbohydrates, so those could be the same one. And then a serving of fat would be about a thumb size. Okay.
So Julie, I have a question.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about the carbs, say rice or quinoa or something like that, and you're not going to measure it with a measuring cup. Are you talking dry or cooked?
Cooked.
So I'm supposed to scoop out hot cooked rice to measure it with my hand?
You eyeball it. Eyeball it. I mean, you can get a pretty good, it's like, oh, okay, it's about that much. You just eyeball it.
And so the meats, etc., those are also cooked?
Yes.
And so when you're actually using MyFitnessPal, and you're measuring things, you measure it cooked. But if you're doing a recipe and then breaking it out by servings, you're really, you don't cook with cooked meat. You don't make a recipe with cooked meat. So if something calls for a pound of ground beef or ground turkey or whatever, that's uncooked.
Right.
Comes less when you cook it.
It does. And I'm not sure actually how MyFitnessPal calculates that into their algorithm. Yeah, I'm not sure. I do know, and I'm not sure if this answers the question or not, but in MyFitnessPal you can create a recipe. Mm-hmm. And then portion it out by serving size. And note too that the calorie apps, I don't think there's any one of them. They're somewhat inaccurate. There's no way it can be 100% accurate. Your best bet, if you have packaged food, you can scan the barcode, but even that is a little bit off. So really, it's your best guess. This is actually more accurate than the calorie counts in MyFitnessPal, if you can learn how to do it. Yeah.
And we're also encouraged not to eat packaged foods. So
yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Thank you.
Yeah, it takes time. So don't be frustrated. What I say is small steps. So if you think, okay, what I can really do is make my plate more colorful, do that. And feel successful about that instead of feeling defeated by something that you can't do, okay?
That's what I struggled the same with, for example, spinach and salted spinach, and I measure 1 cup of spinach, but when I salt it, it's nothing there. How you starting? Do you understand me?
No, I don't understand the question.
So what she's saying is that when you have raw spinach and you cook it down, there's a big difference between a cup of raw spinach and what you end up with cooked.
There is, and
so when are you measuring?
Yeah, I do believe that in MyFitnessPal, you can choose either raw or cooked. They have calculations for both of those. Okay.
Thank you for translation.
Sure, I do my best. I can't say I'm 100% accurate, but just based on my memory here. So what I want to say too, and Jane, this gets back to your point, small steps. And so what I want you guys to think about is, as you're moving through this, yes, if you try to do too much at one time, you get overwhelmed, your mind doesn't know what to do, you feel frustrated, and you give up. So choose one thing that really matters to you that you know you can do. Stick with that. And that's why this week is a little bit boring. It's like, oh my gosh, I have to do this again. It's like, no, you get to do that again because that's what builds it as a habit into your system and your routine. Okay? So progress is small and simple. One small change. My plate's more colorful at every meal. Progress is consistent. My plate's more colorful at every single meal of every day for an entire week. And I feel good about it. Yeah. And so instead of, oh, that didn't work, I'm going to try this the next day, or I've got too many things on my plate, I'm just going to shut down and do nothing. No, keep it small, keep it consistent, and feel good about what you do. Are you guys tracking with me? Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Because the thing is, it's so easy to get overwhelmed with all this stuff. I mean, I do some exercises, like I'll learn something new, and then one day, I mean, I'm guilty of it too, I have to say. And one day I'm like, oh my gosh, all these new exercises, look at me, I can do all this stuff. And the next day I'm sore. Seriously. And I don't remember what I did the day before, and I don't keep it up. Okay? One thing at a time. Okay? And I think too, at the bottom, I say progress is celebrated. And that doesn't mean that, oh, I did so great, I'm going to go, buy a new book or a new watch or something like that. No, progress is celebrated in the moment. I want you to feel good about what you're doing as you're doing it, like a smile or, some way of thinking, yeah, go me. A friend of mine I'm working with, she had a sign and says, "Atta girl." So when she does something good, she looks up at the sign. She's like, yeah, go me. It can be something as small as that. All right, I'm going to go on here. So I want to ask you, what has been your action today and this whole week? So if you would just come off mute and share what your 5-minute step has been for this week. And then how do you feel about that? Is it working or not? There's always time to be like, this isn't working right now. I need to try something else. Anybody want to share?
I've been adding a carb, or trying to add carbs to every meal. So that's been new for me.
Okay.
And I'm exercising. Yay.
Yay. Yeah. And the thing to always ask yourself too, and I keep putting this in the prompts in the group. Did you do your action today? Whatever it is, and do you plan to do it tomorrow? Because planting that seed of, oh yeah, I'm going to do it tomorrow, that it's like, oh yeah, how am I going to do that, right? You start thinking about that, okay? Yeah. Jane, do you want to share yours?
I'm trying to remember what I said. I think it was adding fist-sized vegetables to every meal. And I did not do that today with my breakfast because I used fruit instead of a vegetable in my smoothie. Okay. But I had a big salad for lunch, which is, it more than compensated.
Yeah, there you go.
It had cucumbers and tomatoes and a lot of mixed greens. So
awesome.
It's like my 5 servings of vegetables.
Wow. That's great. And think about this too. If you wanted to add a vegetable to that smoothie, how could you do that?
Just put something in there, but it needs to be something that tastes good.
Yeah. Actually, cauliflower, it sounds horrible, but cauliflower doesn't taste like anything in a smoothie.
Okay.
Yeah. And you might want to try with just a little bit, but it's
a good tip.
An idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I was buying a bag, blender bags put out by Campo Verde.
Yep.
And they come in 4 individual pouches of already cut vegetables and fruits.
Hey, cool.
And one of them is a mix of carrots, apples.
Oh, wow.
Not nectarines. What are those little things? Like little tangelos.
Oh, the cuties or clementines.
Spinach.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
And it's $9.99 for a bag. It's got 4 servings in it.
Cool.
And I use those every day. And I also add a thing of protein powder to it because it's not enough protein with just the vegetables and like almond milk.
Great. That sounds great. Yeah, and think about this too. How are you going to stay accountable for doing these actions? How are you going to stay accountable for doing the actions? Anybody?
not just plan every day, just like tomorrow I would like to have my shake or whatever, or maybe eggs, something. I think so. We'll have to plan it,
Yeah, you have to plan it, okay. And then how will you remember?
Just you have to remember. That's it.
How will you remember, though? How? Yeah.
Well, just get up and thinking. Well, I supposed to drink my smoothie today.
All right, you're just gonna get up and think it, and it's gonna happen. Great.
I don't know. That's my way. I don't know.
Okay. All right, I think that's it. So tell me this. What are you learning about yourself as we embark through this? And I'll give you a preview of what we're going to do next week. What are you learning about yourself?
That I joined this group. I joined nutrition with Nick and everything, and I'm doing the best I can.
Great.
And I'm learning a lot, and just keep going. Yeah.
Just keep going. Yeah, just keep going. Jane, what are you learning about yourself?
That I really like chocolate.
Fair enough. Anything else?
Yeah.
That I can adapt.
Yeah, I like that. That I can adapt. Yeah. Karen, what are you learning about yourself?
That I can do it.
That I can do it. I can do hard things. Is that what you said?
Even on hard days.
Even on hard days. That I can do it even on hard days. Yeah.
Bravo.
And so, think about that. And as you have those hard days, think about those positive reinforcements. I can do it even on hard days. I can adapt. It makes a difference. It really does in being able to shift your mind from I give up to I got this. And you do.
How long it takes?
How long does it take?
Yeah, to train your mind.
It could take a matter of minutes. It could take a matter of days or months. Depends on how hard you work at it, Ms. B.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to stop the share here, and I want to give you a preview. That's it for the presentation. For next week, we're going to do meal prep. I'll lay out Wednesday will be a presentation. So one of our other coaches, Devin, will be doing the presentation. I'll be here as well. And then same time, same channel. And then on Thursday, Tamitha, another one of our coaches, will be doing a cook along. So you can either watch, you can gather the materials and actually do the meal prep. I think you're prepping like 12 different meals. And that will be Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Okay. And it's a different Zoom link. She's posted it on Facebook, and I'll post it to the to the group on the app as well as the time nears. Okay. Any questions or anything last minute things before we sign off for tonight?
No, I would like to thank you.
I thank you guys for showing up and for showing up for yourselves. It's not for me, it's for you. Yeah. And the more we can build and support this community, the stronger we all grow together. So thank you very much, and I'll see you virtually. Always.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.